When I make a movie review, I don't normally tell you to watch the film first, as I tend not to spoil much and assume that it won't spoil your experience too much. But with this movie, I insist you watch it first before watching this review, or consuming anything related to this movie. This movie is one best gone into blind. Synecdoche, New York is one of the most unique experiences I've ever had in film, or any other medium for that matter. It's a fantastically surreal experience that addresses so many topics. The story structure is one of the first things that hits the viewer. It seems normal to start with, but then you start to notice pieces of dialogue that turn what you thought was a day into 10 years. This actually starts right at the start of the movie. At the scene where he's eating his breakfast, every time he looks at something that has a date on it, it moves a few months. This is one of the movie's main themes, how time passes by quickly, especially if you don't make the most of your time. In fact, this is really the tree trunk theme that other themes branch off of. Our main character is very depressed, and he's scared of death. He addresses this in the movie by denying the fact that time is passing. Throughout the movie, truths start to come out that we didn't think of, and we start to realise that what we've been watching is actually Caden's fantasy. He's blinded by the fear of death, and he misses out on all of his life. He then goes to create his own play, that actually overflows into just being him. He eventually gets actors to play himself, and actors to play them. This is all in hope that people can magically fix everything for him, in hope that somehow he'll be able to overcome the reality of death. The movie has a strong focus on death. Everything in the background is about death. The newspapers, the radio announcements, even Caden's name is a reference to Cotard delusion, the belief that you are dead. There's a lot of evidence to back up that Caden is actually dead, and that he just can't come to terms with it. He just can't accept death. Whether he is dead or not doesn't matter. He's living a fake, depressed life. He can't come to terms with the fact that one day he will die. Now, the opposite of Caden, and a character who can and does accept death, is Hazel. This is symbolised when she buys the house that's on fire. Like Caden, the house is doomed, it's falling apart. But unlike Caden, Hazel accepts this and lives in it anyway. And because of this, she goes on to have kids and a happier life. She has accepted death. This is such a cryptic and surreal movie with a brilliantly done dark atmosphere. Everything from the directing, to the set designs, to the performances, everything adds to this fantastic film experience. This film has so much to offer. It's one of the most unique films I've ever watched, and has so many great dark themes to explore. It's definitely one of my favourite film experiences.